Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. Here's what we have in the bulletin. Firefighters receive counseling after deadly walkers would blaze. Crime rate off to alarming start in 2025. Justice Minister calls for action. And later in sports, Mount Pleasant Academy and Arnett Gardens secure victories in JPL Monday Night Football. Thank you for joining us. I'm Shamela Pullen. Here are the details. The Jamaica Fire Brigade says it's providing psychological support for firefighters who were on the scene of Sunday's deadly blaze in Walker's Wood, St. Anne. 3 children died in the fire. According to the Fire Brigade, the intervention is necessary as members of the team have been impacted.
We have known that our firefighters were exposed to psychological impactful things. And as a result, this morning in our region, we have planned a session, an intervention for the firefighters who were first responders, who would have seen and heard it all. And so at about midday today, we'll be having a team of counselors and pastors visiting both the St. Anne's Bay and Ocherous Fire Station to have a talk with these men and women to see where their headspaces are, to see if we need to do a deeper intervention into their psychological space.
Assistant Commissioner for Area 2 of the Brigade, Julian Davis-Buckle, was speaking with TVJ News on Monday following a visit to the Breadnut Hill Primary School, where one of the children was a student. Mrs. Davis-Buckle also used the opportunity to remind children of what to do when there's a fire.
Do's and don'ts, but sometimes the parents are not. So we tell them, when you see mommy doing, if mommy light the candle the way it should not be lit, guide mommy how to do it. Tell mommy, no, you can't put it there. Mommy, the firefighter said, these are the numbers to call. One of the things we stressed today was, when you get out, you stay out.
Meanwhile, Mrs. Davis-Buckle says investigators are trying to ascertain the cause of the fire.
Electricity there and a lamp was being used as a source of light for that house.
We are exploring those information that we would have gotten too. So the investigators took the information that they get, and they are now working with that along with their findings to come with a conclusion as to the cause of the fire.
You did say that there are some things that you had ruled out, okay?
Yes, we would have ruled out some things that could not be the cause, but as to what is the cause, we can't speak at this time.
The country's crime rate is off to a troubling start in 2025, with more murders recorded in the first 11 days of the year compared to the same period last year. This has prompted Justice Minister Delroy Chuck to urge Jamaicans to take action and put an end to the bloodshed. The country has seen a surge in murders, with 34 recorded in the first 11 days of the year. The statistics from the Jamaica Constabulary Force also show that for the same period last year, there were 26 murders. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck, in expressing concern, says the recent spike is unacceptable.
And it was my determination to work closely with the police and the people to make sure that Grand Spendoti, St. Andrew, my constituency, is the most peaceful in Jamaica. And if it is not the most peaceful, it is one of the most peaceful. There was a little flare-up a couple of days ago, and I called the residents and the police. We're going to meet there at 4 o'clock this evening. We must cut out the foolishness.
Mr. Chuck highlighted as a persistent issue the willingness of residents to permit outsiders to enter their communities.
Last year, I have to tell you the truth, Manchester didn't do that well. You had 50 murders, we're in 2023, you had 44. To the best of my knowledge, so far, you have had none in Manchester. I beg you, Manchester, keep it that way. We hope the target will be much less than 50 or 20. I see St. James had 63 less murders last year. Their target now is to have less than 100 murders. Ladies and gentlemen, murder is an abnormal activity.
The Justice Minister is calling on Jamaicans to take a stand against crime, urging them to report criminal activities and break the silence that often surrounds them. He says he wants to see the number of murders in Jamaica to go below 1,000.
And the mothers and the girlfriends and the sisters, you have to tell those boys who are becoming gangsters to cut it out of the various illegal activities such as scamming, extortion, all the wrongdoings in our country. We individually must acknowledge that we have to bring it to the notice of the police.
The country ended 2024 with 1,134 murders, representing a 19% decrease from 2023. The mayor of Falmouth is promising improvements in garbage collection and other troubling issues in the parish. The mayor was speaking at the recent monthly meeting. More in this report.
The issue of poor garbage collection has long plagued the parish of Trelawney, and recent events have brought the matter to a head. Last month, the Trelawney Health Department issued an ultimatum to the municipal corporation, warning that the failure to clear a massive garbage mound would result in the closure of the market. But according to Mayor of Falmouth, Colin Gager, the problem extends far beyond the market. He is, however, promising a new approach to tackling the issue.
We will be collecting outstanding fees and serving the necessary notices in order to have compliance where regulations and revenue is concerned. We also intend to increase our visibility across the parish as we intend to have monthly divisional meetings.
Mayor Gager says the corporation will be enhancing community engagement through regular monthly divisional meetings.
We also intend to increase our visibility across the parish as we intend to have monthly divisional meetings. And councillors, we will meet and discuss and we'll tell you how we intend to do that. We will be going from division to division with the Mayor's Forum as we seek to hear from our residents and bring our message to them.
He believes this approach will have a significant impact, as citizens are often misinformed about critical matters.
We got funding to do this specific road, and it is us, because many of the times, sometimes NWA comes in and says they are the ones who do it. Sometimes you hear a person saying, no man, it's wrong. When it's really the municipal corporation, I will want to show them how their tax dollar is working for them.
Additionally, he says the corporation will be taking steps to collect outstanding revenues. Anthony Atkinson, TVJ News.
There's a call for an amendment to be made to the Sexual Offence Act. This is specifically to the decriminalization of sexual offences involving minors. More in this report.
Children's advocate Diane Gordon Harrison believes there should be strict and firm conditions surrounding sexual offense cases involving minors. She says in keeping with fairness and juvenile justice, more efforts need to be placed on saving resources for sexual predators.
Sexual offenses are extremely serious, and we want to preserve our resources for the most serious and heinous of those categories of cases. What we're talking about, however, is where you have two young people who think they're in love. So you have an 11th grader or two 11th graders. They both happen to be below 16, or you have a 17 and a 15, and they have been dating for a while. And then one thing leads to the other in the heat of the moment, and hormones get out of control. So we're saying in those circumstances, it really is a sexual and reproductive health conversation that needs to be had with those children. And so, yes, there are to be consequences, but our view is that when you place those children before the court, you have more disruption than you have good.
And in response to pushback from the public and various agencies for stricter measures, Mrs. Gordon Harrison says it's a matter of...
It's time for a break. Stay with us. More stories when we return. Welcome back to the Midday News. Residents of Babylon Lane, St. Thomas are calling on the police to do more to assist in locating a farmer who has been missing. The residents staged a protest on Monday. The farmer, Lincoln Walker, has been missing for 9 days. It's reported that he left home and went to his farm in Danvers Pen, but has not been seen since.
Fika is my brother, my sister brother, and it's 9 days now since he's missing, but we're in the bush searching, and the police and they assist us 2 times, but nowhere can he found. And right now we need justice. We need like some search dog to help us so that we can find him.
I lose one of my brother on 3 years now. Get shot in my house down the road and car wash and in Derry. Until today, I don't hear no one get arrested for it. Now my brother got a bush. Other one got a bush. I'm missing. Can't get the help we need. We want help, boss. It's a wellness, we want help. We feel bad about it, brother. We feel bad, because we can't sleep.
It's a farmer in the year.
Yeah, man. Woman together, man.
You can call 876-395-5220, the St. Thomas Police, or 119. It's now time for the Business Minute.
NCB Financial Group has announced that the share purchase agreement executed on February 2 last year between its subsidiary National Commercial Bank Jamaica and London-based Berkeley Financial Holdings for the sale of its 100% stake in NCB Cayman has been terminated. The agreement was discontinued due to its inability to reach completion within the agreed timeline and conditions specified by both parties. In light of this, NCB Financial Group says it intends to explore alternative opportunities regarding the future of NCB Cayman. NCB Cayman remains the wholly owned subsidiary of NCB Financial Group, operating under a Category A banking license in the Cayman Islands. Further afield, TikTok users in the US are migrating to a Chinese app called Red Note with the threat of a ban just days away. The move by users who call themselves TikTok refugees has made Red Note the most downloaded app on Apple's US App Store on Monday. Red Note is a TikTok competitor popular with young people in China, Taiwan, and other Mandarin-speaking populations. It has about 300 million monthly users and looks like a combination of TikTok and Instagram. It allows users, mostly young urban women, to exchange lifestyle tips from dating to fashion. And that's it for the Business Minute. I'm Carrie Simpson.
Time now for the top regional and international stories.
In the region, St. Lucia Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre has announced new measures to combat crime in that country. He says his administration is adopting a multidimensional approach, including strengthening the police force and implementing social intervention programs. With the 77 murders recorded in 2024, the deadliest year to date, Pierre highlighted a collaboration with CARICOM countries and regional efforts, such as adopting a public health approach to crime. He also stressed the importance of citizens' involvement in resolving conflicts peacefully and setting positive examples for the future generations. On the international scene, firefighters are battling a new bushfire burning in Ventura County, California. The so-called auto fire erupted in Oxnard Monday night. The Ventura County Fire Department says it is currently at 5 acres and has a moderate rate of spread. Roughly 75 firefighters are on scene and evacuation orders have been issued for the area. The fire comes as the Storm Prediction Center issued an extremely critical fire area for more than 2 million people, including Oxnard, Santa Clarita, Thousand Oaks, and Simi Valley. Winds are expected to increase through the overnight hours and should peak during the day Tuesday. At least 24 people have died in fires that have scorched the Los Angeles area. And those were the top regional and international stories. I'm Anthony Atkinson, TVJ News.
We take another break. Sports is next.